There is a freedom that most people will never experience. Not because it's hidden, not because it's complicated, but because the price of admission terrifies them. That freedom is the courage to be disliked. Right now, as you listen to this, there are people in your life who don't like you. Some of them have told you, most of them haven't. They smile at you, they interact with you, but underneath, there's something about you that bothers them. And here's the question that determines the shape of your entire life. What are you going to do about it? Most people spend their lives trying to fix this, trying to adjust themselves until everyone approves, trying to sand down their edges until they're smooth enough to offend no one. And they succeed. They become so smooth, so inoffensive, so carefully calibrated to please everyone that they disappear entirely. There's nothing left to dislike because there's nothing left at all. Is that what you want? A life so small and so safe that no one notices you enough to have an opinion? Let me tell you something about the people who actually live. The ones who create things that matter. The ones who love deeply and are loved deeply in return. The ones who look back at their lives without regret. They are all disliked by someone. Many someones. Sometimes millions of someones. And they made peace with that. Not because they enjoy being disliked, but because they understood a truth that most people never grasp. You cannot be loved for who you are if you're not willing to be disliked for who you are. Read that again in your mind. Let it settle. The love you want, the real kind, the kind that sees you and accepts you and feels like home, that love can only find the real you. And the real you will inevitably be disliked by some people. That's not a bug. That's the proof that you're being genuine. If absolutely no one dislikes you, it means you're not being yourself. It means you've become so generic, so palatable, so carefully constructed that you've erased everything distinctive about yourself. And here's the painful irony. The people pleasing, the constant adjusting, the desperate need to be liked by everyone. It doesn't even work. The people you're trying to please can sense the performance. They might not be able to name it, but they feel something hollow in your interactions, something that doesn't quite land. You cannot genuinely connect with someone while you're performing for them. Connection requires authenticity, and authenticity requires the willingness to be rejected. So, where does this fear of being disliked come from? It's old, very old. In our evolutionary past, being disliked by the tribe meant death. Exile from the group meant no protection, no shared resources, no survival. Our nervous systems are wired to treat social rejection as a mortal threat. But you don't live in that world anymore. Being disliked by some people will not kill you. It might sting, it might trigger that ancient fear, but you will survive. And more than survive, you will finally be free. The courage to be disliked is not about being cruel. It's not about intentionally antagonizing people or ignoring the impact of your actions. It's about something much simpler and much harder. It's about being honest, saying what you actually think, pursuing what you actually want, being who you actually are, and accepting that some people won't like that. Not everyone will understand you. Not everyone will appreciate you. Not everyone will want to be close to you. And that's not a tragedy. That's just reality. That's just the natural consequence of being a distinct individual in a world full of distinct individuals. The alternative is worse. The alternative is a life spent shapeshifting for every audience, exhausting yourself trying to figure out what each person wants you to be, losing track of who you are underneath all the masks. The alternative is reaching the end of your life and realizing that you were liked by many, but known by none. That all the approval you collected was for a character you played, not the person you were. What's the point of being liked if the person they like isn't really you? Here's what I want you to consider. What if the people who dislike you are a compass? What if they're showing you through their disapproval that you're actually being yourself? The things about you that bother certain people are often the most authentic things about you. Your strange interests, your unconventional opinions, your refusal to pretend, your inability to laugh at jokes you don't find funny. These aren't flaws to be fixed, these are signals to be followed. The courage to be disliked is ultimately the courage to exist, to take up space, to have preferences and boundaries and opinions, to be someone rather than anyone. And on the other side of that courage is something remarkable. The people who are still there, the ones who like you despite or because of your authenticity, those connections are real. Those relationships can actually nourish you because they're based on truth, not performance. You will have fewer people in your life, but the ones who remain will actually be there for you, not for your mask, for you. That's the trade. Quantity for quality, breadth for depth, approval for love. It's terrifying at first, but once you've tasted the freedom, you'll wonder why you ever lived any other way. The courage to be disliked. It's not a burden, it's the door to everything you've been looking for.